So, let's just, the elephant in the room, let's get it out of here. Am I the weakest goddamn person ever? Weakest willed? Yes. Am I a dumb bitch? Yes. I am both of those things. But one thing I will never be is a liar, so here we are. What's up? We're back. It's Kai, and I know that I'm supposed to be on a no-buy, but today we have a haul because I went a little ham. Basically, retail therapy is my type of therapy, and I love buying makeup, so those two things, when I'm not feeling the greatest, kind of go hand in hand, and I have basically needed some retail therapy because I, one, found out the guy that I like does not like me back romantically. He only likes me as a friend. And two, have come to the realization that the only reason I had this crush on someone or on this person anyway, or like force myself to have this crush on this person, is because I'm forcing or trying to not have a crush on another person that I absolutely cannot have a crush on. So I went shopping, so I'm just gonna show you every fucking thing I bought. Expect some reviews, expect basically a full face full of ColourPop because that's the majority of what I purchased today. And again, we'll take dumb bitch comments down in the comment section because 100% I fucked up, but I'm going to revise my no buy and just say that after this is it. No more retail therapy, and I'm gonna have people around me in my life to hold me accountable. So this is it until fucking, why do I have like a smudge there? This is fucking it until April, until the Sephora sale, or whichever one comes first, the Sephora sale or the Ulta sale. What is the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty or Sephora's VIB sale? This is it. I'm not buying any more makeup until then, but let me just stop fucking talking. We've heard enough about me being a dumb bitch. But I went to Ulta and I got a lot of shit at Ulta for no particular reason other than I was feeling pretty shitty about myself, and this is how I make myself feel better, even though it shouldn't. Spending money that you don't really have shouldn't make you feel better, but I also get into this mood like I'm gonna fucking die anyway. Debt isn't going to carry into the afterlife with me, so like YOLO, you know, like just enjoy it while I'm on earth, because who knows if I'll be allowed to have makeup in whatever afterlife there is, whether it's heaven or hell or just general blankness or reincarnation. Like, who knows if I'm going to have makeup there. So I got a lot of ColourPop because they completely stocked up on ColourPop stuff, so definitely expect a full face of ColourPop makeup. But I'll start with the one thing that is not ColourPop, which I also desperately wanted, and now that I'm looking at this shade at home, this shade looks very, very fucking light. So I might have fucked up quite a bit, but they didn't have the greatest shade range in store, and I know that there's like 40 something shades of this foundation, so I might have to just mix it for now. But yeah, dumb bitch. So it is the Milani Screen Queen Natural Finish Foundation. I have the shade 430 Tawny. Okay, like, is it too light? I mean, it looks like it could match a little bit. Like, it looks when I'm putting up like my Bare Minerals foundation, they kind of look close enough. So maybe, let me see with this one. Okay, this one definitely looks darker than this one, but this also looks more neutral. I don't know. Let me see the shade Amber. There, to me, it looks like it could be close. The next shade that they had in store at Ulta was 470, and that's like spiced something, spiced taunt. It's spiced something, and that was the shade that Andrea Renee picked up and used in her review video, so I knew like we're not the same shade. She is darker than I am, so this was the closest, like the closest one that they had in store, which I fucking hate when brands don't put their whole, or I don't know if it's Ulta's fault or I don't know if it is Milani's fault, but when brands don't put their full range of foundation in a store, I'm just kind of like, that is some bullshit, because I definitely probably have a better shade match. If this isn't the perfect shade match for me, I probably have a better shade match in between this is 430 and then the next shade that they had in the line at Ulta was 470. So fucking weird. But anyway, probably will be doing a review or wear test on this very shortly, and maybe it'll oxidize a little bit. I don't know. On camera, it doesn't look like it'll be too light, but in reality, it looks just a smidge light. But when I put it on my hand, like I swatched it, this shade didn't look too light, and my hand is one of the darkest places on my body. Like, my hand does not match my face at all. So I don't know, we'll see. And then the real reason that I even went into Ulta is because I am almost out of my toner. I have maybe like 2 or 3 days more use, and I was just like, let me get it now because I'm not going to feel like running out in the middle of the week to go get my toner. But I am trying to kind of wean myself off some Pacifica products, and even though my skin has been doing well and I do still have a few Pacifica products, namely that toner that I am about to run out of, and my skin is doing fine. I don't know, I just want to try something a little bit different because one of Pacifica's skincare products did cause me to have really bad acne. And so for a toner slash, I use a toner or a micellar water almost as a toner kind of, because they're just a little bit more hydrating and they typically don't have witch hazel in them, but they essentially do this a similar or same thing. And in the morning, just because I don't wash my face twice a day, I only wash my face at night when I'm taking off my makeup, or just in general, I do my whole face washing routine at night. And in the morning, I just kind of use a reusable cotton swab or cotton pad all over my face with a toner and micellar water to get anything left over and refresh my face before I put on makeup again. Long story short, I decided to try this Botanics. I never really know how this brand is pronounced, and it's cruelty free. And looking at the ingredients again, I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure of all of the ingredients in makeup and skincare products that are not vegan, but if I'm looking at there's a very short list of ingredients, and it seems like they might be vegan, or this might be vegan, but it is cruelty free. I'll have to look it up and see if this is like one that is considered vegan. But this is a micellar 3-in-1 cleansing solution for all skin types. It's part of the All Bright with Hibiscus, and basically it's just like a micellar water, so it'll work probably the exact same as the one that I have from Pacifica. The only difference is this doesn't smell like it has a scent at all, and the one from Pacifica does have fragrance. And that's a problem that I have with a lot of Pacifica's products, is that they put fragrance in everything, and that is not the healthiest for your skin. And I know there's fragrance in a lot of makeup skincare products, but this doesn't look like it has. I don't think on the back there's anything saying that it has fragrance in it. So just got that, gonna try it out, and if it doesn't work, then I'll go back to the Pacifica one eventually. And the last ColourPop product is this Ulta. We all know I love myself a good cream or liquid blush. And do I probably have a shade very similar to this? Yes, but I literally love them, so why not get another one? It's pretty much all I wear if I'm not wearing my Cover FX one. So this is the Ulta Beauty Stay Cheeky Liquid Blush. I got the shade Velvet Rose, which is a kind of mauvey, deeper pink type shade, and it just looks super pretty in store, and it looked like it was going to blend out very well just based off of how I blended it out on my hand in store. And it just looked like a really pretty color. Again, I probably have a shade very similar to this, but I liked that it does have a little bit of shimmer in it. If you guys saw my CoverGirl review video, which I'll link down in the description box, you know that their cream blushes that they just came out with in their vegan line also are like, they have a little bit of a sheen or a shimmer to them instead of just straight dewiness, and that I kind of liked the look of that, so I did decide to purchase this. It has virtually the same exact packaging down to the way that the little tips look as the Flower Beauty blush bombs. I think they're actually, yeah, they have the same amount of product in them, 0.3 fluid ounces, and literally look the exact same. So I'm excited to try this out. We'll probably try it out tomorrow. And then I'm just going to take all of this ColourPop shit out of the bag now so that we don't have to hear me rustling in the bag for this. My mom is into TikToks now, so she sends us TikToks, and I don't know whether to be alarmed or to find this funny. Okay, so a lot of stuff that I got came from the ColourPop Pretty Fresh collection, because I did not know that the Pretty Fresh collection was actually vegan, which we all know that I am a vegan, except for the concealer. Yeah, the concealer is the only thing that is not considered vegan. Most of their Pretty Fresh line is vegan, so, and it was new. I saw it on the display and I purchased it. So I was just like, fuck it. Even though this is literally the only reason I went into Ulta today. So there's that. Anywho, the first thing, I guess I should start kind of in order. I have the ColourPop Pretty Fresh HA Primer, which I'm assuming, well, I'm not assuming, it is for hyaluronic acid. It says it's ideal for combo dry and normal skin tones, which is what I have. It's lightweight hydrating primer that refreshes and preps the skin for makeup application. So I think it's kind of like almost in store. When I felt it, the part of the reason that I wanted to give it a go is because it does feel a lot like the Smashbox Primerizer. It just has that feel. So this is what it looks like in the tub, kind of similar packaging to like the Smashbox Primerizer, and it just felt like a similar feel on the skin, kind of more liquidy type of, you know, really hydrating primer. It kind of has a slight scent to it, which I don't think the Primerizer has, and fragrance, again, not always the best for the skin, but it is dermatologist tested, gluten-free, silicone-free, paraben-free, and vegan. So I think it does have, yeah, it has coconut oil, so that's probably the smell that I am smelling. Yeah, the coconut oil. Kind of smells like coconut, but it's not one that is too overwhelming. And now that I'm letting it sit on my hand, it kind of feels a little bit, not tacky, but it definitely has a little bit of a tug to it. It's not completely slippery. So again, interested to try this product out. And then to go along with that, I purchased the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Tinted Moisturizer, because I've been really into more lightweight coverage products and tinted moisturizers and things. So this is the shade Dark 18W. Again, don't know how well, like, it looked like in the store that this shade would be okay for me, and the next shade seemed too dark. It was closer to my summer shade. So they did, I think, have close to, if not the full range of these, and they were on the permanent display, which is really cool. So this has 1.45 fluid ounces, so more than like your standard foundation. The Milani one has, yeah, 1 fluid ounce exactly. It's kind of in this squeezy pump tube, and this one is also dermatologist tested, oil-free, gluten-free, paraben-free, and vegan. It says a hydrating tinted moisturizer with coverage, with skin perfecting lightweight coverage and for fresh, healthy looking skin. So again, kind of got all these products to go together. Maybe, or probably will be doing a full face, full ColourPop, or nearly a full face, because I don't have absolutely everything for a full face from ColourPop. Like, my Ultas don't sell any of their bronzers. I don't think they had mascaras, but the display was out of them. So I might not have everything for a full face of ColourPop, but I have most things. We'll be able to get through it, you know? And then finally, to round out, oh, just kidding, not finally, I did pick up the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. This one is not vegan, but it is dermatologist tested, oil-free, gluten-free, and paraben-free. And I purchased the shade Medium Dark 120W, which admittedly, I think they didn't have it in stock. So I think the one shade up from this would have probably been a better match for me, because this is a little light, and you guys know I haven't exactly been loving a super bright under eye, but I think if I set it with a powder that's a little bit darker than my skin, or like a translucent deep setting powder like this one from Cover FX, or my Flower Beauty one, some of the ones that I'm trying to get up, just like in general a skin colored powder, then I can probably make this work. And of course, I don't know how thick the coverage is yet, but yeah, I'm excited to try this out. This has how much product in it? This has 0.3 ounces of product in it as well, which is a little bit smaller than some of like the jumbo concealers and stuff, but honestly, I don't mind. I don't go through concealer that quickly. I shouldn't have been buying any of this because I have so much makeup I'm supposed to be going through and using up for my project pan, but again, retail therapy. And now finally, to round out the face products, I did purchase the Pretty Fresh HA setting mist, which this one is all the same, dermatologist tested, oil-free, gluten-free, paraben-free, and vegan, which is nice because in my full face of vegan makeup, I was actually saying how there's so few vegan setting sprays, or at least ones that I was trying to look up. Hardly any of the ones in my collection are actually vegan, and you guys know that I am moving more towards veganism for the new year. So even though not everything I purchased today is vegan, we're moving closer to it, and that is my goal. So this is, again, ideal for all skin types. It has hyaluronic acid and coconut water, and I think I've heard pretty good things about this. I don't remember, like, I'm pretty sure I've heard good things about all of these products, if I'm not mistaken, so I'm interested to try it out. It says a microfine refreshing setting mist that hydrates for healthy looking skin, and when I sprayed the tester in store, this had one of the nicest mists on it. Probably the only one in my collection to rival it right now would be the NYX Bear With Me, and we all know how much I love the Bear With Me. Use this today, but I'm excited to try this out. It kind of has like a pinkyish milk consistency. Like the color that's the bottle is the actual color of the product, so I don't know if that's gonna leave like white spots or anything on my skin, but it had a really nice mist, so I'm excited to try this out. And then I did buy some more ColourPop eyeshadows, because something that I expressed to you guys when I did my palettes of the month and palette declutter, and this one is going to be added into my palettes of the month for February, but something that I mentioned was that, well, vegan palettes, of course, which I don't think this one is vegan. I probably isn't, if we're being completely honest. There are very few vegan eyeshadows because a lot of them have carmine in them, but I just don't have a lot of palettes that aren't discontinued, so I don't know why. I guess it's eyeshadow palettes aren't something that I buy a whole lot. Like, I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, but I haven't bought them as much as other makeup products. And I guess palettes are ones that go in and out of being continued and discontinued all the time. So I did pick up their brand new Nude Mood pressed eyeshadow palette. And I have tried ColourPop's formula before in their singles, but I've never had a ColourPop palette, and I just feel as though my collection was missing that. I feel like everyone at this point on YouTube has a ColourPop palette, and so maybe I should get one. And like I said, this is part of their brand new collection, and this was just a very effortless palette that I thought everyone could use, or that I definitely would use. Their other one was also pretty cute, but I just don't really wear like those pinky blushy tones. So I did get Nude Mood, and this is a 9-pan palette, and this is what it looks like. So it's basically a neutral palette. And do I have these colors in a million other palettes or even single shadows? Yes. But I decided that I, again, wanted to try out ColourPop's formula a little bit more. The last products that I bought from ColourPop, or the last shadows that I bought for ColourPop, I bought almost 3 or 4 years ago now at this point, and while they're very pretty shades, I just don't use a lot of color, and they're all like that peachy tone because peachy makeup was super big at the time. So I'm glad to have something that's a little bit more neutral. So again, you guys will be seeing this probably in a video very soon. And then just to round out for a full face, because as I was shopping, when I got so many ColourPop products, I was just like, I might as well just get everything for, or most of what I can get for, a full face of ColourPop. So I did decide, and this is something I've been wanting to try for a while, their Brow Boss Gel, and I got the shade Dark Brown because I have just been using a brow gel. That's what I did today. I haven't been filling in my brows with a pencil at all, just because I feel like my brows, I've been liking a more natural type of look instead of it looking super structured. So this is their brow gel, and I got the shade Dark Brown, and this looks like it'll be, let me put a little bit into my brow. Yeah, this will be a fine shade. I don't like too dark. I didn't want to get the black one because I just felt like that would be too much for my brows, especially since right now I am rocking this kind of medium-ish brown wig, medium dark brownie bronze wig, and this is the one that I'll probably be wearing for at least another month or so because I am absolutely fucking in love with it. It's so pretty. I love it. So I don't like something that's too dark, and especially because the roots to this wig aren't that dark either. They're more of like a 4 type of shade, I would say. They're a dark brown that I just wanted something that wasn't too you know, what do you call it, in my brows. And then I also got this ColourPop BFF liquid liner, which I believe they just reformulated these to make them vegan, if I'm not mistaken, because I feel like I just saw on their website that these are now vegan or something like that. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe it was another one, or maybe that might have been the NYX Epic ink. Whoops. But anyway, I just got a brown shade. It's a liquid liner. I've heard decent things about ColourPop's liquid liners, and I wanted a brown shade, number one, because I feel as though like sometimes black just looks a little bit too harsh for every day, and because I've been going in with lighter type of makeup looks, I just feel like it doesn't really suit every makeup look to have a black liner, and I just feel like a brown liquid liner is a good one to have in your arsenal. But also because I kind of want to fuck around with doing faux freckles. Anyone who knows me knows I've been jealous of people who have had freckles for literally my entire life. Like, I wish I had freckles. Kayla actually has some freckles on her nose, like across here. And so I kind of wanted to fuck around with making them, but if I tried with like a black liquid liner and I put it on like underneath my makeup, and then my idea was like to go over it with makeup to kind of tone down the blackness, but it just ended up looking very gray and almost like just hyperpigmentation on my skin instead of having the tone of a brown liner. So I did get a brown liner, and again, full face of ColourPop coming your way shortly. And I have never tried, I've swatched them in store, but I've never tried the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow or Cheek or any of that formula, and I just find it to be a really interesting consistency. And again, I feel like everyone should have at least one of these. Unfortunately, my Ulta doesn't have a super large selection, so a lot of the shades looked a little light or ashy, but these are the two shades of Super Shock Cheek products that I felt like would work the best for me. So the first one is their Super Shock Cheek highlighter in Parasol, which is just kind of like a deeper bronzy type of shade. So this is what ColourPop, I'm pretty sure we all know what ColourPop looks like, but it's just a very interesting formula. I actually kind of want to put it on, or just a little bit on right now, because it's just like I've never really experienced anything, like no other product feels like this, you know? It's like a cream. Oh, hell yeah, that's pretty. You guys see that? It's definitely like a intense highlight, but I really like the color. This is definitely a shade that I would move towards because it's like almost a goldy bronze. Like, it's not too gold tone. That is really pretty. Okay. Very quickly is about to make my favorites list. It's so beautiful. And then I got their Super Shock Cheek blush, and again, the blushes, a lot of them just looked really fucking like ashy. Even the ones that seemed a little bit darker, they just looked ashy. So I got the shade, which is kind of almost like a blush topper highlight. It's a coppery shade called Drop of the Hat. I think this came in like one of their limited edition collections, but they've put it on the permanent display for me. So this might have been just like a permanent shade that was in a limited edition collection. But anyways, this is what it looks like. It's kind of like that coppery, like almost peachy bronze shade. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of this on as well, just to try it out. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a pretty cool. Yeah, it definitely shows up as a blush. It's kind of like a coppery, again, kind of coppery peachy type of shade. I think it'll look really good in anytime. It looks good now, but I don't know if you can really tell because I did have blush on before, and I do still have a little bit of blush on my nose from earlier. But yeah, so I'm super excited to have these in my collection just because I've never had products like those in my collection before. And lastly, from this ColourPop, basically a ColourPop haul, I bought two of their lip products. The first one is a rather new formula. This is their Just a Tint. I honestly am not gonna lie, not many of the shades like called out to me. Even this one I was just kind of like meh about, but I really wanted to get one because of the name, Just a Tint. Like, it kept making me think of like Just the Tip, and anyone who knows me knows that sex jokes are like my sole sense of humor sometimes. I absolutely love them. I find them so funny. Most people find them immature, but I just find it so funny. Like, in my discussion post for my class, I found a way to bury the word semen in there, and only my friend Andrew like realized. He was like, yeah, you did that on purpose. And I was like, yes, I did find a way to put the word semen in, and now my challenge for every discussion post is to figure out ways to put semen in there. So that's my humor. So whenever I see Just a Tint, I think Just the Tip or Just the... Anywho, I got the shade Cherry Picking, which is honestly not even really a cherryish shade. If anything, it's almost like a nudie brown type of shade, especially swatch. Like, this one I will swatch for you because I just need you to know that it is not at all like a red cherry shade, but I know that I said that I never really use lip crayons like this, but I feel like now that I'm going towards more natural makeup, lip crayons, it might be the time for them to shine for me. So I just picked up that shade because I wanted one, and because that was the shade that called out to me the most. And this shade that I'm really into, I swatched it and I was like, ooh, I need this immediately. This is their Ultra Blotted Lip in the shade Starling, and it is a cool tone nude, and I haven't tried their Ultra Blotted Lip formula. I've tried their Ultra Matte and their Ultra Satin formula, but not this blotted one. But it seems like it would give a very, like, from what I've watched other people's videos using these, it gives like a very natural matte type of look, and this shade in Starling is just like the most beautiful cool toned like nudie brown shade. And let me swatch this one for you. So it just, there's something about it that I don't really know why. This is the shade right there. It's like light, but also still gives your lips a little bit of something, and it's just fucking beautiful. It's phenomenal. So I don't know which of those I'll end up wearing in that video, but I'll probably wear this one to school tomorrow if I don't film that video tomorrow. Okay, and that's it for the ColourPop stuff, but we have some stuff from Target, Walmart, and TJ Maxx that I just threw in this one bag because I already, I started playing around with the products and then had the afterthought to film this video, so that is that on that. But the first thing is not really makeup related, but these are the BIC or Body Mark by BIC temporary tattoo markers. They're supposed to be skin safe, almost like henna pins. And I don't think they have actual henna in them. I think it's just like a henna-like thing. But the reason I got these as well is because, well, number one, I can draw like little temporary tattoos on myself. That's pretty cool. But I just thought that maybe something like this would be good for making faux freckles, like the brown shade that's in here, or maybe a little bit of the red shade, if I fade it out correctly, can kind of look, I don't know, I just thought about it, so I'll let you know if that works. And I also felt like maybe using something like this might be a little bit longer lasting than, you know, just makeup that I wash off at the end of the day. So we'll see how these work, but we'll see. That's all I have to say. And then this is from Target. It's relatively new, and I wanted to just try it because it looked really good. Again, I shouldn't be, when I have like 4 primers that I'm supposed to be finishing up this year, I shouldn't be buying more primers, but I did. This is the e.l.f. and anything, before I even say what it is, anything that says cannabis sativa, I'm probably going to buy. Weed needs to be legalized, period, point blank, poo. Anywho, this is the e.l.f. Puff Puff Primer in the it's hemp-derived cannabis sativa. Basically, it's like a moisturizing primer type of item with cannabis oil, cannabis sativa oil in it. And I am all for the weeds. I am all for cannabis and hemp in all of their forms. So I just legalize it. Honestly, let us enjoy it, you know, just enjoy them. And then this is from TJ Maxx. I have these in no particular order, so I'm so sorry. These from TJ, or this is from TJ Maxx. I'm not really a fan of the brush cleanser that I'm currently using. It's just a little, it's not as fast drying as I want it to be. So this is the Japanese waterless brush cleanser rapid dry formula. So I'm assuming that this got discontinued and that's why it was at TJ Maxx, or maybe it was just old stock. But like I said, I just wanted to try out something different. I think this was like $4 or $5, so there's that. And also from TJ Maxx, I have the Bite Beauty multi-stick in the shade Kava, which I thought was going to be a different shade because I was watching, albeit I was pretty like tired and sad at the time I was watching that video, but I was watching one of Leora Loves Makeup. I was watching one of her TJ Maxx roundups and she was seeing a lot of Bite Beauty, and I thought that this shade in Kava, like I feel as though either it was another shade that she was showing or it looked darker on the screen, but it's actually kind of this like light-ish cool toned pink shade, which does not work for me as like a lip color. So the idea behind the multi-sticks, which I hope they're bringing back because it's a really cool idea, is that you can use them all over the face as well as on the lips. So this type of shade, especially without a lip liner, is not going to work with me on the lips, but it didn't look bad as a cheek color. I kind of like swatched it and sheared it out. I don't think it will look bad as a cheek color. And again, it's my fault for not opening this up and seeing the color, making sure that it was like one that I would want, or like looking it up while I was in store or something, but I didn't want to open it and even to look at the color just because there was a TJ Maxx person like in the beauty aisle like fixing things, and I just didn't want to be that person. Even though if you buy from TJ Maxx, that is the only place where I'm just like, probably you should open up your makeup before you take it home because you may end up with something swatched, and it's not that big of a deal if something is swatched. Like you can just sanitize it yourself, but I know some people don't feel comfortable with that, so that is that on that. Also from TJ Maxx, I don't know if this collection it no longer exists or not, or if it was just like old stock or what, but I think this might have been just Too Faced summer collection from last year. This is their Tutti Frutti Fruit Cocktail Blush Duos. I got the shade Cherry Bomb, so it comes in this really cutesy type of packaging. Some people might say it's juvenile. I think it's cute packaging, and this is the shade. So it's a blush and highlighter duo essentially, or you could use them both as blushes. So it has this deep kind of like cherryish shade, and I don't really have anything like this color in my collection, which is why I bought it. And then it has this kind of bronzy highlighty blush shade, so you can mix them together or use each side separately. Honestly, I swatched both of them. I like this side better. I feel like this side is very like, it has glitter chunks, like you can see them on the screen as I like move it around. There's actually very like piecey glitter pieces, you know, so I wasn't a fan of that side. But again, I just didn't have anything like this color for blush in my collection, and I saw it. They had pretty much every shade of them. Like they have tangerine type colors and papaya, like corally shades, and I just already have colors like those in my collection, so I went for the one that was the most unique. This does have, it's not overwhelming, but it has a slight cherry Robitussin type of smell to it, which I'm not really a fan of. It doesn't really last on the face or anything because I did put a little bit of that. That's the blush that I had on a little bit mixed in with the Cover FX one that I put on when I originally did my makeup because I started playing in this shit. But it doesn't like, I can't smell it on the face from what I have put on, you know, 15 minutes before I was filming this video, but it's still like, it's still there. It's not there if you just have it open, but if you do intentionally go smelling this, and you can smell it. Also from TJ Maxx, which I'm very excited about because you guys know that when I did my full face of TJ Maxx products, I told you guys that one of them I had purchased and I opened the component and there was nothing in it. And it was one of the Buxom, what are these called? Power Plump Lip Balms, which they since like rebranded. They have a different name now. And I am interested in getting like the new shades of them because I just got to collect them all. But this is their old one that they discontinued in the shade Fiery, and I finally have it, and it actually has product in it. So I now have all three of the old colors. Well, actually there was a fourth one. There was a nude, but I knew that one wouldn't look right on my skin tone. It was a very like pale pale pasty type of nude, like white base. So now I have the original in Big O, I have this red one in Fiery, and I also have like the plummy one in the shade Flushed. So I have rounded out my little collection. You guys know I love these. I'm hoping that the formula on the newly released ones, or like the rebranded ones, is the exact same, because it's fucking perfect, and I'm hoping that they didn't fuck around with it at all. But yes, so I found it. Yay. Also from What Do You Call It, this I actually tried using to make my freckles, and then I had to wipe off my makeup and reapply it for this video, or parts of it for this video, because it did not work. This is the Blink Gel Eyeliner in the shade Black, and it's just a black gel liner, and don't know why. I just wanted to kind of fool around with gel, because I only ever use liquid liners, and gel liners typically are matter and give a more black appearance, so I just decided to pick that up because I saw it there and wanted to buy it. Last thing from what is that called? From TJ Maxx is this Becca Aqualuminous Perfecting Concealer in the shade Warm Honey. So I did not find the foundations there. I wish I had found the Becca Aqualuminous foundations, because you guys know that's one of my holy grail foundations. But I did find the concealer, and this is the shade that matches the foundation. So it's supposed to be like a luminous type of creamy concealer. So I'm excited to try this one out. And then another concealer, because I am literal fucking trash. I'm such a dumb bitch. But I was interested. I heard about the original Camo concealer, and a lot of people said that was super drying under the eye. So I knew I wouldn't like it, because I don't like drying concealers. But they came out with their satin finish, or like their hydrating Camo concealer, and I was just like, sign me up for that shit. So I bought the shade Tan Walnut. This is a little bit light and cool toned, but this is the darkest shade that they had in my local Target. So, and I don't think they had these, yeah, they didn't have these at Ulta yet. So I really wanted to try it out, and I didn't want to order it offline. So I bought that shade. It is what it is, girls. Hopefully it's not too, it doesn't look like it'll be too light. Like, it's just a little cool toned. If we're, you know, like this, actually this one looks lighter than this. So if anything, I need to worry about the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. And this one looks super fucking yellow compared. Like, look at how yellow this one looks. Wow. Okay, this is also from Ulta. I totally forgot about this one. This is the Florence by Mills. I don't even know what these are called. I think Cheek Me Later Cream Blush. And I have the shade Zen Z, which is a very Kylah-esque shade. It's basically this, as well as this, as well as this. Is basically the same shade that I buy in every blush, because it's kind of like a very almost brown tone nudie pink mauve shade, and this is cruelty free and vegan, which is why I picked it up. So it swatches very beautifully so far. So from Walmart, I bought this Milani Strobe Light Liquid Highlighter in the shade 04 Glowing, just because I was always curious. I always wanted to try these out, and I think mine was on sale. Like, Walmart had marked down a lot of shit, and this was on sale, so I decided to try it. And it's a pretty glowy, like almost a bronzy gold copper type shade, and that's right up my alley. And a lot of my cream highlight products, so I don't have as many cream highlight products as I do like cream blushes or anything, but a lot of my cream highlight products are very like, they're more of that champagne-y type of tone. I don't have a whole bunch of them that are gold, and this one kind of reminded me of this on the end of one of my favorite products, the Milani Contour and Highlight Cream and Liquid Duo. This is for medium dark. Ooh, I wonder if that makes sense. This is 04 Glowing, and this one was also 04. You scared the shit out of me just then, coming into the room like that. Here is my sister, Kayla. Yes, please do not mind the retail therapy that I did today. Do what you gotta do. I'm wondering, I'm gonna have to swatch these next to each other, because now that I'm looking at them, they kind of look like similar shades. So, and I always really enjoyed this shade, so I'm almost out of it actually. I'm out of almost both of these, and I don't know if Milani makes these anymore. So yeah, I'm almost out of both sides of that. So if I just found the liquid part of it in a bigger packaging, then I'm kind of stoked about that, because I really do love this side, especially for my natural, like, no makeup type of days. And finally, the last two products from Target, which admittedly I bought another concealer because I am a menace and I'm just a dumbass, if we're being completely honest. So this is the Haley's Beauty Revive Concealer Cream, and this was on clearance. Again, this is in the shade, what is it, medium cool. So again, a cool toned shade, but it actually doesn't look too cool toned. This was definitely swatched because the seal is broken, or I don't know, this might not have had a seal to start with, but there's a lot of concealer gunked up, so it definitely has been swatched before, but oh well, it is what it is. It was $4.78, like, it's fine. But yeah, this looks more of like a neutral undertone to me. It definitely, like, when I looked at the shade, did not look cool to me. So, and then finally, one last cream blush. This is the Pixi by Petra Sheer Cheek Gel in the shade Flushed, which is a cherry red type of color, or maybe even an apple red. And oh shit, this is dark as fuck. Oh my gosh, this definitely does not look at the, like, what was on the thing. This looks very dark. Says it's the right shade though, so wait, let me shake this up and see what color this comes out, because this looks like a berry-ish purple almost type of shade. Yeah, it's definitely more of a berry type of shade than, oh, but that blends out like to almost nothingness. Let me put a little bit more on just so that you guys can see this swatched. So that's what it's looking like. It's almost looking like the color of blood. And then when you, has kind of a smell to it, almost like fruit. And this is what it's looking like sheared out. So it's a very sheer formula. And I guess it kind of looks like a flushed type of tone, but yeah, I don't know if that did anything more to my nose. It's feeling like a very lightweight, like jelly type formula. Definitely more like dewy on the skin. So, you know, since it's here, might as well use what's on my hand on my face and try it out. Yeah, I mean, Anywho, if you got through that long ass haul, then congratulations to you, because that was a really long haul, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you're not too disappointed in me for breaking my project pan, but we're getting back on the train right here, right now, starting right now. And I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for being so supportive of me, even when I do dumb bitch shit like breaking my project pan. And I love you guys. I hope you're having a fantastic 2020 so far. Don't like ugly ass boys who don't like you back, and also don't like boys that you probably shouldn't like, and that's on period for the rest of 2020. And anyways, I'm just gonna peace out. Bye guys.